How's everybody doing? My name's Mike, and we got Mr. Joe hanging out with us today. So, what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to hold the leash with two hands. This is the most simplistic way to grab the leash every time you work with your dog. It's something very basic that you need to know how to do. This is very important. Let's go straight into it. When I have my left hand is going to be, the dog's always going to be at your left side during heel. So anytime we ask the dog to heel, we're asking him to be at the heel of our foot. That's what the term heel means. So when they're in this position with us, our left hand needs to be very, very close to where the dog is with the leash. So the leash is going to be short but loose. You see how I'm not engaging the collar right here? Good boy. See how I'm not engaging the collar? I don't have it like this. You don't want to be walking with the dog and putting any kind of pressure on this collar. We want to teach the dog to not have pressure on that collar. And that's going to be the best way for him to learn on what we want him to do is through the pressure, through on and off, and showing him that game. So our dog's always on the left side. Our left hand goes to our position where we can have the collar not engaged and short and loose, but at the same time, if I were to lift my hand, see, I just lift my wrist just like that, and the collar, good boy. See, just because I did that, because I've taught him to sit with pressure on the collar, just for me moving my wrist that tiny amount, there's proof right there. That tiny amount was communication to the dog with almost no pressure, was communication to him to sit, because that's ultimately what I've been training him to do is, how to sit with pressure, how to heel with pressure and things like that. So let's get back to the leash. So we have the leash in our left hand, and we have it short and loose. Now our right hand. So your left hand's always going to be like that. Your left hand is always going to go right to the end right there, and you want to get it short and loose and no pressure on that collar, but just in the right position that if you lift your wrist at all, there would be pressure. That's how you're going to keep the dog next to you and keep boundaries and give them structure with their heel. So your right hand, there's a loop at the end of the leash. This loop is meant for your right hand, your right thumb. Your thumb will go through this loop every time, and you will grab the rest of the loop with your hand. So your right thumb goes through the loop, and you're grabbing the loop with your hand. Then you can take your index finger and grab all the extra slack, and that is the two-handed position when you're working with your dog. So what you can do is just practice, literally just grabbing the leash, putting your thumb through, getting your left hand to the position that you want it, and then grabbing your index finger with the rest of the slack. So this is the way to just practice. Every time you grab the leash, thumb goes through, left hand down, index finger. So that's going to be the best way to do it. Thumb through the loop, left hand goes down, index finger. And that's going to be how you convey to the dog that you know what you're doing, and you're going to be able to teach the dog from this position. If you ever find yourself in a position like this where there's all this extra slack, now if I want to correct him, I would have to lift up and do this awkward movement. My timing would not be correct. We'll go into timing on a different video, but you're not going to be able to time corrections properly with all this extra slack, and the dog's going to take advantage of you in a situation just like this near a couch. So this dog's used to getting on furniture, I can tell, because he tried to get on my couch. And timing wise, we want to correct the dog as soon as he puts his paw near the couch. So using this leash position, so I get myself in a position. All right, I have two-hand leash hold, heel, and I have the dog heel with me. Now, walking by the couch, I'm going to ask him to heel. Good boy, good boy. If I stop near a couch, good boy, good job, buddy, good job. And that's because I've corrected him. I've done this with him before, where I'm walking by the couch, heel, and giving him an opportunity to get on the couch. I'm close enough that he can get on the couch. Heel. Good boy, good boy. Good. Sit. So I give him some direction since he's not doing anything. Good job, buddy. Good job. And he's making good decisions. That's how a dog learns, is from the correction through the leash. And when you have two hands on the leash in the correct position, you will be able to then correct the dog and give the right timing and have an effective correction. So that's why the two-hand leash hold is a very important position to learn and get it right. And you can even practice it when you don't have your dog. You can just grab a leash and practice that. Heel. One of the most important things is that left hand. Sit. So if the dog doesn't sit, so if he didn't sit, I would just say no and give him a correction. But it's important that I can give him a correction just by barely lifting up. He needs to understand that I'm quick and swift with the correction. So you want to get used to holding the leash this way, the proper way to hold a leash, which takes a little bit of work, but repetitions, if you practice it, it will become second nature to just grab the leash and put your hands in the correct position. Good job, buddy.